Hi there. So this is going to be the sacral clock part 2. So if you've already done the sacral clock, you now are authorized to come and do this one. And this one will start in the same way we did the last one, the same way that we ended the last one. So go ahead, and you're having done the sacral clock, you can kind of get an idea quickly of 12 o'clock and 6 o'clock, and 3 o'clock and 9 o'clock, and noticing the 3 things, which is 1, what is doing the work for the movement? 2, what is holding tension that does not need to be holding tension? What's trying to help that can't help? It's actually obstructing the movement. And 3, how is the movement traveling through you? So see if you can keep an eye on those 3 things while you're doing it. And then go ahead and do the clock a few times just to remind yourself what that feels like. And change directions. And then when you're ready, take one foot, whichever foot you want, and put your ankle on your lower leg. And in this position, do your sacral clock, your circles. And just notice how the weight of the knee is pulling you off your trajectory. And it also does not help that this side is now all contracted, which means it's harder for this side to work because this side has to be lengthened in order to allow for this contraction. So notice how this circle is being pulled off your normal path, changing directions once. This is very wobbly for me. And then, when you've had enough of that, see if you can keep it on the right trajectory where the circle should be if you did not have your knee out to the side. And just very deliberately go around in this circle, change directions whenever you need to, keeping it small, slow, only as much as you can do, rest whenever you need to. And then let it go off your path again. Just let the leg pull it down. Just notice the difference. And then try and keep it up again. And just go back and forth a little bit, just noticing, changing directions. And then let that go and rest for a moment. Small really is big. So this is so much bigger than doing just the pelvic circles. Okay, so now in this position, do your other leg, and now do the same thing where you do your circles, noticing how it's being pulled down by the weight of the knee, and these muscles on the opposite side are having more trouble contracting to make the movement happen because this side is so contracted. So do that a few times and changing directions. And again, noticing what's working, what's doing the movement, what's doing the work, what doesn't need to be helping that's trying to help. And 3, how is it moving through you? Notice maybe your head's doing little circles. And now try to keep the circles on the same trajectory as you would without your foot being in this position. And just notice what's having to do the work now. Changing directions. Can you feel all these muscles in here doing their little machinations? Trying to do these circles the best they can. And then let go. Notice how it's different, how it keeps getting pulled down. And then try and keep it up again in the right trajectory. Just noticing how much harder one side has to work now. And if you start getting issues with your sacroiliac joints, stop, okay? Stop, do not do this lesson. Just stop. There's no shame in not being able to do a lesson. You will be able to do it. If you keep this up and keep working at it, eventually you'll be able to do it. And so now, stop and pause. And just rest with your feet long. Notice where your sacrum is. Notice how it's pressing on the floor now. Notice how all of you is making contact. And now, without putting your foot, without this extra constraint, just do the sacral walk again. And you might notice how much easier it is. I can just sense how my femurs have loosened up. Even though I've done this a bunch of times, my femurs have loosened up, and I can really just feel them doing little circles. You change directions. And yeah, that's so much easier now. And then just bring your lumbar back up to the floor. And maybe just do between 12 and 6 a few times to kind of loosen it up. See how my head's moving with my pelvis? And if your head is not moving with your pelvis, feel free to go ahead and do the movement. Prime the prompt. Let the nervous system know that this might be a good connection it might be interested in looking into. And then stop. Rest for just a moment, and then when you're ready, you can come on up to sitting. And you can come up to standing, and you can walk around and enjoy the rest of your day.